to be able to develop that chemistry with everybody, to be on the same page with Jerry, you know. Of course, you want to be able to get him the ball, but you got to understand it take time. I'm more of a trust person, you know, and that's just what it boiled down to. So we have to spend time on task and with all those guys.
What did you see on those 4th and 1, those 2 4th and 1s that didn't work? And did you like Kevin having the aggressiveness there, even backed up in your territory?
I mean, first, that's a rude question to ask. If I think, you know, it was a great call by my coach, you know.
Do you like the aggression? Not do you like the call? Like, do you like?
I like being out there playing. so whatever that comes with, it comes with. You know, like, you know, we not gonna be here and ever point finger at no coach or do anything like that.
So Wilson, I went to his house for Thanksgiving. The weirdest feel, like he catered. So no, you know, like, bro, I come from a traditional country black family.
We throwing down.
If I got as much money as Russell Wilson, my whole family would talk about me so bad if I ain't fly everybody out there for Thanksgiving. And I'm sponsored by an airline.
Yeah.
Maybe he not close to his family.
And maybe he not. But his mama wasn't there. Sisters wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even though, like, it's still weird to me. I'm just still, even if you don't food with your family, like, it's still weird to me on Thanksgiving. My family gonna do the food. That's just what we gonna. If you the one with the money, we coming to your house. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me
that part.
That's what we gonna do. So to get over there and catch Russell Wilson, like, him is literally him, Sierra Daddy, me, Noonie, Baby Future, the chef, and 2 nannies, and 3 dogs. And Baby Future at that time was bad as hell. hey, Baby Future, what you think? You know, everybody going around the room saying what they thankful for and shit. Like, Baby Future, what you thankful for? Oh, just thankful for. I think he said something about, like, I mean, he was a kid though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, he was a kid. I think he a lot better than that. But at that time, like, bro was just, he knew, like, I think he understood it. Like, he knew he was just spoiled, just bad. You feel me? Like, who his daddy was, who his mama was, who he hanging around. Like, he started to understand. And so in that case, like, but then I leave Russ' crib, go to Earl Thomas' crib.
Earl, that's more family oriented because you met me there.
I was home when I stepped off at Earl crib.
We playing spades, good food.
Spades,
like, we in
there.
Shout out Earl, bro.
Area 29, bro. Shout out. I know you got the restaurant down there in Seattle, and it might be one in Austin too.
So we gonna double dip with this one. Towards the middle end, I'll talk about Trevone Boykin about his comments on Russell Wilson. First, we're going to talk about Shedeur, Jerry Jeudy, and the question and all that. Won't be too long. Hit the link in the description. Follow me on X, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, the whole 9. So, Shedeur Sanders and Jerry Jeudy, the big hoopla, they got smashed by the 49ers as expected. Myles Garrett, a little bit closer to that sack record with a hell of a sack yesterday on Brock Purdy. Early on, Shedeur seemed like he missed Jerry Jeudy for a touchdown, but apparently him and Jeudy was going back and forth on the sideline. Shedeur had the pad showing Jeudy where he messed up, and Jeudy wasn't trying to hear it. Jeudy has had an up and down career. It's how he got to Cleveland. He was supposed to be the number 1 in Denver, or one of the guys in Denver. Never really panned out to that, but has all the physical tools, explosive, fast, you know, all that stuff. Right, quick. It just ain't really panned out for Jeudy. So we don't know who was wrong, who was right. But the way where Shedeur put that ball at, even with Jeudy being wrong, Jeudy, it looked like had he gave an effort, he would have been right. But the thing about it is, where Shannon Sharp went off, is Jeudy showed up. Shedeur Sanders on the sideline where he didn't show up. Dylan Gabriel. And let me say this first and foremost. Black men don't have no allies, man. Like, they didn't turn the majority of our women against us, or a nice amount. Brad, Hector ain't your friend. So if y'all not gonna stay on code with each other, and I'm gonna talk about that in the Russell part, it is a free for all. You know, it's no point for a black man to have a black card in this generation today. It doesn't make sense to have a black card. It just doesn't. Because if you can't trust our brother and y'all can't have a code, you know, behind closed doors, we had that conversation. don't show me up. You know, I'm already in turmoil with the coach, with the organization, and I had to fight and scrap to get this opportunity, and you showed me up, but you didn't show Dylan Brooks up. That was Shannon Sharp argument. I'm telling y'all, a lot of these young black men or black men in general, they have been conditioned to believe their number one enemy is the brother next to him, whether they know him or not know him, whether he's competition, opposition, or he ain't even on your radar. A lot of the brothers, especially in this generation, look at each other as enemies. They look at each other as threats. They don't have a code, which, you know what? Hey, we not going to address this on wax. Hey, behind closed doors, we address it like men, and we keep it there zipped up. It's between you and I or the parties involved, right? That's the code, you know, and we not going to flip out or do no weird shit in front of the cameras, in front of everybody, but behind closed doors, so you can have that conversation as men. And like I said, it's a lot of these dudes that come from the South, dog, that be cooning. And why I always point them out is because they see Confederate flags. They see they still got outhouses down there. You know, they still see where people pick cotton at. All those things are still visible in them. They walking in the buildings and still named after Confederate slave owners, and still after Confederate, you know, military or prominent men that was in the, in the Confederate, in the Confederate thing, whatever, the Confederate Army, whatever they call it, military. And you still see those things and still walk into those buildings and walk past for y'all to still be raccooning. I mean, I think it's crazy, man. But he didn't show up Dylan Gabriel. Probably not once close to show up Dylan Gabriel. And this is at the end of the day, this is why it's seeming like a lot of black men, you got to go your own way. You know, a lot of these dudes was raised by their mother all the way through and through, and they never recognize what it is to be a man. You know, a lot of these dudes go through some issues and they go online crying about it. That's what women do. You know what I'm saying? We don't have the luxury of crying and getting sympathy unless, we part of the rainbow gang on social media. You don't sit here, bitch, and complain about if your wife cheated on you. Keep that behind closed doors and you fix it behind closed doors and you move on with your life, whatever you feel that, rectifies the situation. But at the end of the day, if you can't trust the guy that look like you, who know who you come from and the steps that you walk to get to where you at, who can you trust? Who can you trust? The media against Shedeur, now your teammates against you. Is just like, Jerry Jeudy's a clown. He been a clown. He been a mark. You know what I'm saying? And 9 times out of 10, he probably was wrong. And you show that man out in front of I'm telling y'all, man, at the end of the day, a lot of the brothers don't have nobody to turn to. You don't have nobody to turn to. But the question they asked him about the reporter, about Stefanski, and I'm telling y'all, a lot of beef, a lot of people been killed behind the media. The media kept a lot of beefs going. You see it even with YouTube exploding. Oh, did you hear what this person said about you? And it's taken out of context. It's taken out of a 30, 90 second, 60 second, 10 second clip and not seeing the totality. Now it's beef instead of, doing what grown adults do and grown men do and call and ask them, hey, what you mean by that? Or was this taken out of context? It's just instant beef. Then 20, 30 years down the line, if y'all still alive, y'all understand, oh, it wasn't even like that, bro, or I made a mistake. It could have been cut, nipped in the bud, now lives get lost, or, like I said before, the media manipulates a lot of that stuff, man. So I like the way that Shedeur answered the question. Just keep his head down and keep grinding. Now, Trevone Boykins, him talking about going to Russell Wilson's house on Thanksgiving. And that's all I tell the brothers over there at Free Game 89. That link's inside the link tree and in the description if you want to join that channel over there, or the Patreon, that's in the description for the link tree. And it's like, you allow, undrafted free agent, right, out of TCU, was he from Mesquite, Texas, into your home, and what does he do? He get in front of a camera. Baby Future was bad as hell, and none of his family was there, and all this other shit, and start gossiping. Whole bunch of single mother or female raised, mother raised dudes, man, who don't understand. You don't kiss and tell. You don't kiss and tell. This is a fact. You don't kiss or tell. That's between us. Whatever happened in that house, you know, that you seen, he allowed you to be in that house and you should have kept it to yourself. Well, I just thought it was weird. He had my family with it. And, you know, it's always a nigga that's behind you that said what they would have done. Hey, man, if I had that money, you know, I'd have did this and I did. And it's the reason why you don't have that money. Because if you had the same status as Russell Wilson, you'd have been fucked up like you is now, playing in some third-rate NFL or third-rate football league. You can't even, that's why I tell y'all got to watch who y'all allow in y'all house as men. Real talk, there should be a short list of men that should allow to your house. When Dirk said that a few years ago, that he don't allow his homeboys and some of his homeboys, he don't allow his homeboys to come to his crib. It's a reason why that is. And a lot of y'all women ain't gonna tell y'all the truth. A lot of the guys that y'all cool with or the homies, they don't even feel comfortable around them men because those men, you know, those boys that you got around you, they ain't your friend. Your woman know it. And they try to tell y'all in so many different ways. And you learn the hard way. Your house robbed in, try to, you know, sleep with your lady coming over while you're not there. Most people just miserable. So you got to watch the men that you allow in your house, especially as, you know, family times like that. And Trevone Boykin is just a hoe ass nigga. And that's just what it is. He's a hoe. Because ain't no way, unless some bodily harm was done to me, ain't no way I'm speaking on nobody's children. I'm speaking on who was there. You don't know the situation. Obviously, you didn't have nowhere to fucking go for Thanksgiving. He allowed you to be. This is why you can't be nice. And Russell Wilson being nice, he's a very indicative of why you can't be nice. The Bible talks about being too nice, you'll miss your blessing. Being too nice, you have to unalive somebody. You got to clip somebody's wings, man. This is just how these males is being raised now without no code. It's feminine. Women could walk around and do cowardly things without a code because they're a woman. I get it. She a woman. She had to feed her kids or she's weak and they not. They not. Just because you're not physically strong, don't mean you're not strong in other ways. But that's another video for another day. But hey, that's all I had to say. Check out the NFL playlist. Hit the link tree. You can find me on Patreon, Facebook, Kick, Twitch, X, everywhere, other platforms. Peace.